Okay, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from.
Yes.
You're welcome to this week's FX Outlook with Great White FX for the 18th to 23rd of March 2024. So as always, we're going to start off with the economic calendar, and looking at the economic calendar, on Monday is a little bit calm. Tuesday, we have some high impact news, rate news for the Japanese yen, Aussie cash rate, and the RBA's cash rate statement. On Wednesday, we have FOMC. On Wednesday. This week is going to be very, very, very interesting. Thursday is heavily packed up with a lot of news. We have pound public policy, an official bank rate statement on Thursday. Then on Friday, we have Fed chairman. So this week is going to be very interesting. Monday is going to be calm, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have rate news for yen. We have the rate news for yen this week. We have for the Aussie dollar. We have rate news for that's FOMC projections on Wednesday for the dollar. On Thursday, we have rate news for pound. I think that's just about the major rate news we have going into this new week. So, as always, we're going to start off with the US 100. That's empty force variation for NASDAQ 100. Then we're going to start with the dollar index, Euro USD, GBP USD, gold, Euro pound, pound yen, and Euro yen. So without taking so much of your time, let's start off with the US 100. So looking at the US 100, we had a reaction from this other block here, price rally, but as you notice, price closed back bearish. So looking at this on the weekly, we might have a swing high here going into the new week. If we go into the daily, if you notice the daily has swept these relatively equal lows, but didn't close below it. Because below this level, from here to here, is a daily fair value gap. Price has tapped into it, and that was what caused this close back into the range. So going into this new week, judging by what we have, if I pull back my annotations, this pair for the time being is going to be bearish. So looking into this new week, what we are going to expect is a little bit of retracement. The possibility exists that that retracement might be deep, might be very steep, but it's going to be a retracement of this impulse leg down to move lower. So that's it for US 100. The next one we're going to be looking at is the dollar index. But before I start the dollar index, I'd like to introduce our sponsor for this week's Outlook. That's Trading Pro. They are offering you the opportunity to actually learn and earn, whereby you don't need to pay any monthly subscription. For those of you who would want to take a private training, the training is made possible at a discounted rate by Trading Pro with a minimum deposit of $50. You can sign up and get access to my trainings Mondays and Tuesdays and daily outlook. What does that mean? That means that as you're getting this weekly outlook, every day of the week, you get an updated version of it as the market plays out. So it's a very beautiful win-win opportunity for everybody. And as they say, prolific, proficient, and professional, we trade together as one. We would really trade together as one. So I look forward to having you guys come on board. So the link to sign up is in the description. So just scroll down to the description. You can find the link. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on any of my social media handles in my bio. So thank you very much. So we move on to the dollar index. Looking at the dollar index for the weekly, the possibility is that we might see a continuation on this pair. If we look at it on the weekly, this would pass for those who understand candle. This would look as what you will refer to as a bullish piercing pattern. To be referred to as a bullish piercing pattern. That means our price closed more than halfway into the range of this candle, and that is bullish in its nature. So if we drop down to the daily candles, to the daily chart, we have a swing low in place on the daily, which if you watch last week's review, you'll notice I pointed out this range. Price rallied back into it, and that was a sharp bounce. So if we go into the 4-hour time frame, what do we have on this? We already have a change of character here, a break of structure here. So we'll be waiting for a retracement on the dollar index. That is provided it doesn't move into this weekly fair value gap. Let's go back to the weekly time frame. So provided it doesn't go into this weekly fair value gap, what I'll prefer is for it to retrace into this fair value gap and then continue the up move, probably towards 103.96, this fair value gap on the 4-hour. And if it is heavy, we might look at 104.29. So the next one we're going to be looking at is EURUSD. So since we have a bullish dollar index, this pair, we're going to be looking at a bearish scenario. So for this pair, since this bullish order block is still holding, we're going to watch for a bullish retracement into the range of 109.63 to 108.73. Wait for a bearish swing here, and then we take a short position. Doesn't mean you can't take this long if it plays out, but you'll be aware that you are in a counter position. It's a short scalp. It's like what you call a buy to sell. So that's it for the EURUSD. The next way we're going to be looking at is the pound dollar. That's the GBPUSD. The GBPUSD is still slightly weak. It's still slightly weak. It's bearish. Looking at it on the 4-hour, that's for the time being, we have an impulse to the upside, but we are looking at a retracement of this impulse. So with the break of 1.2746, we might still see more downside as long as we don't get a close above 28.23. So this will continue to the downside. So any retracement should offer opportunities for a short to lower prices. And if you're looking at lower prices, you have this previous high, 1.2709 and 1.2671. Then the next we're going to be looking at is gold. Looking at gold, gold is, for now, on the 4-hour, is in a range. Let's look at it from the higher time frame. Looking at this on the weekly, this looks like a bearish candle formation. I think this might be an inside bar or a harami pattern. An inside bar or a harami pattern. If we look at this on the weekly, we can see, I call this pattern a 3-candle pattern. Let me see if I can find, yes, this is a formation of it, but this wasn't at a resistance. When it forms at a high, it's very, very powerful. Let me see if I can find the bullish version of it. Yes, this is what I'm looking at here. You see this happen at a high. Whenever you see this pattern near a high, most often price is going to drop. And this is a recent high. Although if we look at this, we can say price is trying to find support above this high. Over my annotations. Price is trying to find support above this high. This 1.2148. So if we're going into the new week, let me note this level. It has a critical level. So 1.2150. So if we go into our 4-hour time frame, we'll be watching to see what happens here. If you look at this on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price seems to be in a bit of a consolidation within this structure point here. There's an order block, a bullish order block. So going into this new week it will be a range kind of situation. But looking at where price is, the possibility exists that it may sweep these equal holes, tap into this 2150 and bounce. So that will give a long opportunity. But if it rallies, you'll be watching this high at 1.2172. If it rejects price, we have a fair value gap here. it rejects price, then we'll see price come down. So it depends on what price does. For now, this is neutral. It can swing in any direction. The next one we're going to be looking at is the euro yen, euro pound. For now, this pair, its refusal to go below 84.92, that's to sweep these relatively equal lows, point to the fact that they might be intending to move price higher. And if you look at this, we have what you call a bullish piercing pattern on the weekly. If we go into the daily, I have a little bit of a cold. If we go into the daily, we have that. Remember this bearish pattern, we are having the bullish pattern setting up on the daily. So if we go into the 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, any move down on this pair would serve as an opportunity for a retracement higher. And if you know, we have pound rate news on Thursday. So that is going to really affect this pair. So for now, the possibility is that we might see a bit of a bullish run on this pair before a move back to the downside. So they might use the news to drive it up before bringing it back down to sweep the equal lows. So for the pound, British EURGBP, we might see a bit of a rally. For the pound yen, you know, we have pound statement on Tuesday. Let me see. Tuesday, we have Bank of Japan monetary policy statement. So this is going to play an interesting role. So for this pair, you'll be looking for retracements to continue to the upside. This pair for now, short term, is in a bullish retracement. So this impulse move down, price is retracing it. So we'll be waiting for a down move, watch this fair value gap, and then a continuation to the upside. So probably maybe this high or this bearish order block here. Then the next pair we're going to be looking at, last but not the least, is the euro yen. The euro yen, the same formation. We have a change of character here, a break of structure here. So you'll be waiting for a retracement because price is within this bearish fair value gap here. You don't want to be taking a long. So you'll be waiting for a retracement and a continuation to the upside. So do I have any questions? Is there anybody who want me to look at before we call it a night? Okay. In the absence of that, don't forget this.
Okay, I wanted to even ask of Euro USD.
I've done, you can watch it on Zoom. You can watch the review on the YouTube. Yes, I've done it. You can watch the review on YouTube. Okay, so thank you very much, Matt. Thank you all for taking your time to attend.
I was asking about NASDAQ.
I've already done it. That's US 100.
Okay.
I've already done it because you know it's on MT4. So you don't have NASDAQ on MT4. What you have is US 100. So I've already done it.
Yes.
It's the first review I did. So I thank everybody for taking your time to attend. Wish you all a blessed weekend and a wonderful trading week ahead. Good night, everybody.
Amen. Thank you.